Angie Motshekga has praised the class of 2016, describing them as national assets. 72.5% of the matrics passed. That's almost 2% more than in 2015. And the Minister joins me now in studio. A very good morning to you, Minister. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Morning Live.
No, thank you very much for having us.
Jubilation and celebrations are the order of the day from this morning onwards for the more than 800 pupils who passed matric. Now, talk us through the matric pass rate for 2016.
The matric pass rate, the way we are reporting this time, it's pass rates without the condoned, without the progressed learners, it stands at 76%. With progressed learners, those are the learners that we have condoned, who are overaged, have repeated grade 11 more than twice, and some of them we just felt that it's young people who've got an opportunity if given more support. So when we bring that group with the other group which is not condoned, it goes down to 72. But I'm excited because it's the biggest cohort that we had in terms of numbers. And the more learners are registered, the more the chances of the results dropping. But to have sustained the 70% mark gives me great hope.
Right. Now, please explain to us the 20% subject pass rate.
I don't know where it comes from. Which will tell me. Journalists will tell me where the 20% subject pass rate comes from. I'm just quite surprised. I mean, who can say 20 is a pass?
Yeah,
in their real sense. I'm really waiting for journalists to tell me where this comes from. Because it doesn't come from us.
Yeah, it clearly doesn't add up, but surely they must have got it somewhere.
I know.
Yeah.
And they
all right,
tell us
Minister, you've mentioned the process of progression. Now, we've seen that the class of 2016 had more progressed learners than in previous years. And now this policy, Minister, on progression, obviously, which was formulated in 2013 to avoid the situation where progressed learners are retained and for more than 4 years. Now, it does more harm than good. Won't you agree?
No, I don't think so. I mean, most educationists, so not the general public, will tell you that failing learners does not necessarily improve their ability to pass. What you need to do is to identify the deficits and support them. The more you fail them, the more you discourage them and they run away from school. If you look at our statistics in terms of tracking learner throughput rates, when it gets to grade 10 to 11, we lose almost 30% of our learners in the system. And it's because of this failure rate. So what we've decided is to say, let's try put in measures to support them more and see if they can pass. Yeah. And I'm excited. I mean, it can be bad to have a progressed learner, 3,000 of them, more than 3,000 of them getting bachelors. I mean, how can that be bad? It's actually good news for me. What we need to do is to tighten more the way we progress them, because this year 43% passed. And the target should be around 60%, so which means you have to put more support, but you also have to put much more stricter measures in progressing them and the conditions for progressing them. Yeah. What has happened is that we've encouraged others to modularize. Write only 3 this year so that we are able to focus, and write the next 3 next year so that you also then can be able to break your attention between the two subjects. So it can be bad. I think that's good news for them. It can be bad. Right. It can be harmful.
Okay. Now, Minister, let's talk a bit more about Umalusi's adjustment of matric marks. This will obviously lead to an artificial inflation of the pass rate. Am I right or wrong?
No, even questioning the integrity of those professionals to think they can deliberately, out of their way, go and manipulate results. It's a normal procedure which happens everywhere. And what is even nice with us, we even have external observers from Zambia and elsewhere to really come in and observe the way we manage the results. No, it can't be manipulation. It's really standardization to make sure that the pass rate of 2015, the quality is the same with 2016. And they use very technical processes. And it saddens me when people even question the integrity and the intentions. And I must be cynical. Last year, and because it comes from the DA mostly, and I wanted to check with the head of the DA education to say, is it because it's not, because last year they didn't complain when it was thinking it was #1. Yeah. And now this year there's a big halubala about manipulation. This thing has happened throughout history. That's how you manage results everywhere else.
All right. You've also mentioned a bit earlier about observers, and which now brings the question of the paper leakages that you had to deal with last year. Will the implicated learners' results be approved, or have they been approved?
No, we've withheld them There's a process going on under a different committee that have established to first check if indeed, because the first draft report I got from them was saying some of the learners who ended up with the matric paper in their phones were not even aware that it's a leaked paper. They were not aware if it's a genuine paper. They were a chat room and they were exchanging notes, and somebody said, work out solutions for this question. And that's why they were the ones who told us. Otherwise, if they didn't tell us that they'd seen the paper before, we would not have known.
Specifically, let's focus on Limpopo. Now, the paper leakages were a result of the Limpopo Education Department's non-adherence to some of the security measures as outlined in the norms and standards.
No, I'm not sure. From the preliminary report, the paper leaked at a private college, not even the education department, a private college that we work with. And our suspicion, it's not yet confirmed, and the case is still in court. So I'm speculating about where, because there's a man who's facing where he got the paper. Because the Limpopo kids got the paper from a person who's at UJ, but who comes from Limpopo, who's not even in our schools. So it's possible that it could have leaked either with the printers, it could have leaked in Gauteng, it could have leaked. So we still are not sure where the leak originates
from. So you do
from.
agree with me that the paper leakages were a result of the non-strengthening of the security measures?
Yeah.
All right.
Partly.
What are you going to do about it, Minister?
No, we have even engaged a forensic company to really help us understand where it has occurred, because we don't know where the slippage happened. So we have an auditing company that is going through all the processes to check really where these leakages could possibly be coming from.
All right. We haven't got much time, Minister. So briefly, in about 20 seconds, tell us the difficulties that the rural schools are facing and what will be done in 2017 to rectify this.
No, we're working on an ongoing basis. I mean, for instance, KZN, it's one of the biggest provinces, very rural, very poor, because there's always a relationship between poverty levels and your education performance in terms of parents being at home to support learners. And so it's a long story, but for instance, KZN alone had 163,000 learners, almost 5 provinces in one. So it's a big province, it needs lots of support and resources.
Sure.
Limpopo has been quite unstable for some time, and now even Vuan didn't make things any easy for us, because it meant all the attention and all the resources had to go and support Vuan learners and neglect other learners in other areas. Eastern Cape, it's getting right.
Yeah.
They've appointed a new head of department. There's a new resolve in the province to get things right, and I'm very hopeful and encouraged about those 3 provinces. Right. There are still issues which are landscape, that historical, but there is a commitment in all 3 provinces to get things right, and I'm very hopeful.
All right. Minister Angie Motshekga, great chatting to you this morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Will.
That was the Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga giving us an overview of the 2016 Matric results which were released from last night. We do thank her for her time. We'll now take a short break and we'll be back with more after this.